Hi, my name is Tori Brummell. I'm the founder and director of the Midshore Fresh Start program. Well, the Midshore Fresh Start program is a transitional housing for recovering addicts. It's for males 18 years and over that have been in some type of treatment, drug treatment. Once they've gone into treatment, we do interviews and we interview them to find out if they would be a good fit for our program. In our program, the residents that we choose to come in would have to do a 90 and 90, which are 90 meetings in 90 days. That could be AA or NA or both. They are also required to get jobs. They are required to get sponsorship. They are required to do their steps. They're also required to come to house meetings, work together as a family, all those things that we as in active addiction don't do, they're required to do at the Midshore Fresh Start. And the purpose is to get transitioned back into society as productive members. Well, I am a recovering addict myself. I am 15 years clean and sober. And of course, I give that to my higher power, whom I choose to call God. Once I got clean and I came back home because I went to a transitional house, when I came back home, I realized that there were no other transitional houses in my hometown. And then once I got clean, there were people that saw my life changing that were still in active addiction but didn't want to be in active addiction. And when they saw my life change, they started to come to me and ask how I did it. Once I got clean, there was this spirituality that came about, and it caused me to not just be thankful for my clean time and my life, but wanting to help others. And so when individuals would call on me for help, I would try finding them places in Philadelphia, Baltimore, wherever I could. And I would go to those various places to take these individuals. Now, during that time, I had a full-time job and people would call all hours of the night. But because of that, that was something inside of me that wanted to help. It didn't matter. I would take them where they needed to go and I would go to work. I became very responsible. As a matter of fact, most places such as this normally have grant writers and a lot of community support that help fund the initiative. However, with Fresh Start at this point, we've been open a little over 3 years. We have yet to come up with a grant writer. We've had several to say that they would, but it's such a tedious job, I understand, and we just haven't had one to follow through as of yet. So as of now, the way or our means of paying our bills are from the residents that come into the program that get jobs, and not all of them have jobs, but we use that money to pay our bills, and our bills consist of rent, utilities, insurance, and different maintenances that have to go on throughout the office. And then there are some that come in and they don't have shoes to go to work, so we use our funds to buy shoes or whatever the need may be. So the funding comes through them. We do have some support from the community. However, unfortunately, it's just not enough. We don't have consistent funding coming in. And that's kind of, it's bringing a bit of a hardship on Fresh Start, because our bills run almost close to $5,000 a month. We have the social services that refer. We have different rehabs that have our names, and they refer a lot of residents to us. As a matter of fact, it's gone as far as Michigan. Yeah, we've had calls from all over the United States. We are on the website. We do have a website, and that's the Midshore Fresh Start .org. You can find us, and word of mouth. We've been open for, as I said, over 3 years, and we have a lot of success. And when you have success, people talk. Let me just talk about this. There's a certain gentleman, he's passed away. I remember going in and interviewing him. Actually, I did a meeting at the Whitset, and I remember going in and interviewing him, and he was, you know, had the long gray ponytail and the Harley tattoos all over him, and he just looked so hard. And I remember telling my story, and when I was telling my story, this tear came out of this man's eye, and it just blew me away because he looked so hard. But once I told my story, he told me he wanted to come in to the program. And so I did an interview, and I accepted him in. And we became very close. He's an older gentleman, and he was determined, and I saw that in him. And it impressed him that I didn't look at his outer appearance and judge that. But when he came in, I would love to speak on my partner.
Yeah.
Who is Anthony Lovett. When God had given me the vision to start this program, I mean, he gave me a dream, and I woke up out of this dream and I began to write the vision. And I remember in the Bible it talks about write the vision, make it plain. And so I understand, to make it plain, you have to write it out so that it makes sense to you. That vision was given to me. And so when I wrote it out, I had no idea where to start, where to go. But his divine wisdom just guided me to the right people. And because of that, I just had this drive. I had a lot of no's, but it didn't stop me. And so when the vision became clear to me, that's when I asked Anthony if he would help. And he came aboard. He says, Tori, I'm not much of a person that could, you know, go out and speak and you know, all that. He said, but when you get it open, he said, I can do that. And definitely, he is doing it, doing an awesome job, and we work well together. As a matter of fact, we were out there using together, and now we're in here working together. And I'm telling you, it's just God sent.